It's time to check out the garden again. This is a hazelnut bush and it has little flowers on it. I don't know if we'll get any hazelnuts from it, but I got this out of Tractor Supply. They used to sell, I haven't seen them in a while. They used to sell these in the box, and I had one survive, and Chris mowed down the other one. So that's why I started putting tomato cages around all my young plantings. It's pretty helpful. Let's check out the gardens. So we've cleaned out a little bit over here, so you can kind of see the structure better of these raised beds. 2x4 cedar. The wood here was wood on the inside. That's cedar fencing. It's way cheaper and easy to replace. It should do well there. Got these 4x4 on the corner. So it was pretty easy construction. Build a frame, attached frame to the corners, the 4x4s, 3x3s. I think those are 4x4s. And then, yeah, it's easy to construct this. But we've got this all cleaned out. But I do have some peas coming in early here. And these beds we cleaned out, and we put plastic down to kill any weed seeds or other vegetable seeds. These should be ready to come off. We'll probably take these off tomorrow. So they got pretty wet, and then of course with the bags on them, then that kind of steams everything. I have to clean up around these corners though. The edges have some plants, but it should help a lot just having these covered. I did see it rained enough to soak about the first two fence boards on that. So you can see this comes up to right below my hip, so it makes working very easy. This is my goji berry. I have yet to see any goji's berry on that. So I don't know. Maybe it needs more feeding or something. I thought they were a little easier, low maintenance. But we'll see. We'll see what happens this year. Again, like it's planted about the same time as the hazelnut. So we'll see what happens this year. Planted, I think a Better Boy. And then we have all that green down there. That's all sugar snap peas or peas. I think they're all sugar snaps. And then we've got another Best Boy or something. I don't know, Big Boy. I've got them labeled. But, you know, we've got the, we had a really cold, like 40-degree weather. So I know the tomatoes are cursing me right now. But we'll see. So I've got this hog panel that I put up with T-post to support the tomatoes and the peas. I don't know what I'm going to do with it later. I don't know what I'll plant there. We'll see. The bananas are starting to come up, and the little pups for this year. I should dig those up and separate them and leave just one of the original. So, but we'll see. I usually have other priorities, and these get away from me. So they're more fun than anything, but I know if I separated them one on and fed them heavily with compost, or even something out of my worm bins over there, that I would get some bananas on these before frost. Again, you can see the asparagus went a little wild this year, but I'm still getting some asparagus stalks here. Look at how tender it is, all the way down to there. That's about, I don't know, that's a tall one. That's maybe 14 inches of good tender asparagus. Very sweet. My little service berries have turned to berries. They're starting to pop out. The blossoms are done. These kind of taste like blueberry, and then the seeds Has a lot of seeds in it, and they're kind of almondy tasting. It's a pretty good berry, but we don't get too many of these. I need to probably plant it in the full sun. Probably be way happier. The birds usually eat this. And look, it's going to be a crazy crop of blueberries again. I have some big, I have some small on the same bush. So it's not as prolific because we did end up with a frost when they were first budding. This one's a little bit more prolific. Maybe because it gets a little bit more full sun. Oh yeah. Look at that. I like that. This side looks beautiful. Wow. I'll take that. I wrote blackberries is just starting to bloom. I see a couple. Not many. This is about, I don't know, a good 25, 30 feet of thornless blackberry. They're wonderful. They get really big. So in all, I have 3, 4, 5. I have 8 blueberry bushes total. This one's a runt. I don't know why it's so runty. That's a 5-year-old blueberry. May just be a slow-growing low bush. Ooh, this one's loaded. I'll take that. The pomegranate's just starting to put its leaves out. Finally. The same with this Chicago fig. It's just now starting to unfurl its leaves. Yeah, my orange isn't looking too well. This was supposed to be good down to 15 degrees, and we got below that for 3 days straight, which is so unusual for Georgia. And that kind of rots because this wasn't a cheap tree. So sad, but I'm gonna see. I'm giving it more chance. It gets a whole nother year to see if it does anything. This Anna apple has struggled, but I have some bug bait on there. Forget for which moth this is in particular. Some kind of borer moth probably. A little wimpy fig tree. No activity on it yet. So this is the white mulberry, and it's got a little bit of fruit on it. We've only been able to eat fruit off of this once, and it was like eating sugar. It was so crazy sweet. And I recently read that the white mulberry is invasive, but I don't have anything else growing up around here. So far, it's been pretty tame. So we'll see. There's all the blueberry, and there's the blackberry in the background. Got a big old row of them. Okay, here's my scraggly looking Asian pear. And it actually has a lot more fruit on it this year. Oh, so I might... I've seen they make these fruit bags that you can put on to protect the fruit. And I may have to get some of those. See, there's some kind of pest there. I'm going to squish it by hand, because it just can't be taking my Asian pears like that. I need to make some galbi, or galbi, however you say it. It's basically Korean short ribs. I came over and saw some of this disease-looking stuff, but then, to my relief, somebody's doing work for me. If I can find it again. Well, I can't find it now, but when I came over here to this side, there was a ladybug doing their beautiful ladybug thing and likely eating any little pests from here. Thankfully. Love those ladybugs. Work it, girl. Look at all the borers caught in this trap. They're pretty darn effective. Okay, so this is great. I was out here about a week ago and didn't see any pawpaw blossoms. I'm going to turn it the right way. How's that? Oh. I didn't see any pawpaw blossoms. And now I see all these. So what I do, I kind of come up under here. Hope that's a male. I can't tell the difference. It looks like I got some pollen there. I'm just gonna rub a little love there. Rub a little love here. Oh yeah. We'll see what we get. Oh, they already... I lost one. There's another one that's dangling. Anyway, I try to... Now it's evening, so... Morning and evening are good times to come out here and try to spread the love. Look at this one down here. Oh, this pawpaw has a lot. But, as you saw, not all these will survive. Especially that low-hanging fruit. You know what they say about that. But I love the little blossoms on. Here, let's see if we can zoom in. No, there we go. There we go. They look like they're dried flowers, but that's a pawpaw blossom. Hopefully you can see underneath. Anyway, I'm just the coolest thing. Another thing I like to do, since this one had some... Where'd it go? Zoom out again. Since this one had some love, get some on my finger again. And I'm going to come over to this tree because I see some blossoms here. Spread the love over here too. I have a paintbrush to do this, like a little crafty paintbrush to do the pollinating. I'll probably come out here again tomorrow with that. See if we can get some really good pollinating going. This is the most blossom Z's pawpaw I've ever had. This is exciting. We'll see how many we get this year. Last year it was what, 4? And we got 2 out of the 4 that were grown. A couple of them disappeared. So, yeah. Love that. I can't quite get it to focus on that. Alright, so let's move on. Here is the brown turkey fig. Brown turkey fig is always last to start greening. So, we'll see what happens. This was better last year than it's ever been, so I don't know. It's not as good as the Chicago fig. I highly recommend the Chicago figs. Oh, look. So we're starting to get some flowers on the persimmon, I think. Yeah. Here's 1, 2. It's just starting. This is a late one too to bloom. But remember, this is my favorite. If you're looking to plant any tree, plant a Fuyu persimmon. You can eat them green, you can eat them ripe. They're very, very prolific, pest resistant. They're also, I've found them to be very drought resistant. See if I can find the blossom there. Let's see, where is it? This is a blossom here. But yeah, this will be covered with blossoms and fruit once it really starts coming out. They're a little pricey, but definitely worth the price. Definitely. And they grow in, they have a wide region where they can grow. So you didn't see this. I gave my peach tree a ginormous, look at this, haircut. I think it really needed it, y'all. And we'll see what happens. I don't think I'll get a single peach this year, and that's fine. I've not yet. And you can see it's a pretty big tree. It's an older tree. It's it's like 6 or 7 year old tree, maybe even 8. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. And of course, I've got the borers traps going again. And here's a little apple that was doing well. And I don't know. I thought we had something going here. And now I see nothing going. So I think this tree has been hit a few times by trucks. So anyway, but I digress. Let's look at this. This is the red mulberry, and look at all this frost that got this one. It's so weird. It didn't get the other one. Didn't get the white one. Just this red one was affected. Maybe because of the way they should get the same sun. I don't see any fruit on here. Yeah, there's a little bit coming in. Very little bit coming in. But it looks like this got hit by the frost. But these are pretty resilient. This tree's getting really tall. I cut a lot off of it last year too. So that is the garden tour. I just need to come over here tomorrow and hand pollinate some of these. And we'll see what we end up with. Fingers crossed we get, I'd be happy with one pawpaw. So we'll see. But yeah. Well, I've got some chicken on the grill. If you have not seen my short, check that out on the grilled chicken from today. And the I also did a short on how to get a wildlife certification. And it's cheap. It's a great project for kids and grandkids. It's, I think, $20. Not only do you get your certification, you also get a year magazine subscription to them. And so there are some perks to getting that wildlife certification. So, and you get all the wildlife that you're protecting and sustaining through your efforts. And it's kind of fun to brag that you're a certified wildlife person. So anyway, let me get back to my chicken. I hope y'all have a good weekend. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all later.